especially bridging the old lineup and their current new lineup. And he's going to be counted on by Coach Christopher Thomas to really be consistent in terms of his effort on both ends of the floor.
And these two guards, local players for Coach Su Hao Cheng, showed up yesterday against Hong Kong. 10 points, 3 boards for Yang Tianyou and 15 points. Consistent as usual. Off the bench for number 30, Woo Sung Wei, the 3-point specialist for this Formosa Dreamers team.
And one of the guys I'd like to mention as well, Kenny Chien, played extensive minutes yesterday, 25 minutes, had 9 points, had the highest plus-minus rating among all Formosa Dreamers players. He can play defense against the athletic wings that we have on the floor. But as you look at the Cameron Forte stats, 31 points, 12 rebounds, he will be part of the tandem that will really carry this squad. He and Ronnie Aguilar will have to be the ones to carry the squad, as they are the ones that are the focal points of the offense.
Cameron Forte was very efficient yesterday as he got another double-double, his third one of the season in 3 games as well. And our officials for this afternoon's game, 2 referees from Thailand and 1 from Singapore, that will be in charge in officiating this matchup between the Formosa Dreamers and the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Again, both teams, or each team carrying the longest losing streaks in the league. Formosa at 13 games, Westports at 6 games. And if you're the Westports Malaysia Dragons, Saigon Heat and Singapore Singers, they will be facing each other today. So one of those teams, they're bound to get their 8th loss of the season, which brings you closer to them and which allows you to sneak into that 6th spot.
That is as long as you get a win today, because if you drop to 3-11, pretty much you're going to be out of the playoff race, although mathematically it may still be possible. Still a very slim chance that either Singapore or the Saigon Heat lose the remaining games, especially because the Westports Malaysia Dragons, they will have still a tough lineup or a tough schedule ahead of them, as we will be talking about later on. But meanwhile, the starting lineup here for the Formosa Dreamers.
Same starting 5 they used yesterday against Hong Kong. Charles Barrett getting his 2nd start of the season. Usually just playing about 5 minutes a game in their first few games. Chen Yuhan also in the starting 5. And at point guard, we have Yang Tianyou. And you also saw earlier the new look Westports Malaysia Dragons with Jahar Purdy, Chris Eversley, Brian Keith Davis, Joshua Munson in the lineup.
And talking about starts, crucial thing here for the Formosa Dreamers is how well they start the game. Remember yesterday, they started out 22-22, tied Hong Kong at the end of the first quarter, tied them again at the end of the second quarter. They were actually only outscored in the third quarter by 2 points. They evened up Hong Kong 24 points apiece in the fourth quarter. So it was those 2 points in the third quarter that spelled the difference. So the type of start we're going to get here from the Formosa Dreamers, especially coming off a game in less than 24 hours ago, will really determine the tempo and the complexion of this game here against a Westports Malaysia Dragons who are looking to save or salvage their season.
The Westports Malaysia Dragons are not going to be with a couple of guys today. Ting Chun Hong, or Mei Mei, is out with a back injury, as well as Ivan Yeo. So the front line is going to be a bit thin this afternoon for Coach Christopher Thomas, with Kwek Tian Yuen at the 4 starting for him.
Well, expect Brian Davis and Chris Eversley to really play extended minutes here. They're being new to the team and all. So I expect Coach Chris Thomas to really ride these 2 players to the hill. And of course, Lo Shi-Fai, John Ang will also have to step up in the event that they are inserted.
Speaking of a new look lineup, yesterday the Formosa Dreamers actually did a mix of their players. Different combinations for Coach Su Hao Cheng that seemed to work against Hong Kong. You have Kenny Chien, Woo Sung Wei, Charles Barrett,
Luo Jin Shen.
Yeah, Luo Jin Shen as well, playing well for them. Luo Jin Shen played his 2nd game of the season yesterday, and immediately he made an impact on the floor. So he expected to play again today. Cheng Chi Kwan in street clothes. He's not going to be playing for the Formosa Dreamers. And they get first possession here.
I think what was important for the Dreamers was they played high percentage basketball, meaning they really tried to pound the ball inside the paint. Only committed 12 turnovers in that game for a team that averages about 17 and above. Really played high percentage. They outscored Hong Kong in the paint 58-30 the entire ball game. So that was the key, in my point of view.
And that's great defense from Ronnie Aguilar, contesting the shot of Brian Davis, and Cameron Forte gets fouled right away.
And it looks like the referees may count the basket.
Here's the drive by Forte, the crossover on Chris Eversley. Yes, that came off the board.
There was the foul, there was continuation.
Cameron Forte started the game 12 out of 12 yesterday, made his first 12 shots, 14 out of 18 overall.
So they're going to count the basket. They're giving Cameron Forte 2 free throws. But still, first foul of the game for Brian Davis. And as expected, Formosa Dreamers attacking the paint early on.
And third straight double-double for Cameron Forte yesterday. That was his only weakness, though, at the free throw line. 3 out of 7 against Hong Kong. Joshua Munson, averaging 22 points per game. Tried to drop it off to Brian Davis inside. Ball stolen. Chen Yuhan, nice pick. He gets the hoop.
Nice transition basket there. First bet of fast break points. That one led by Cameron Forte. Nice bounce pass to Chen Yuhan.
They go to Brian Davis here. 6'9" against 7'2". And again, solid defense by Ronnie Aguilar. Oh, Purdy with a steal. Eversley. The three, knocks it down.
Showing extreme confidence there, Chris Eversley in transition. Nice pass there from Johar Purdy.
Chris Eversley, his second stint with the Westports Malaysia Dragons. He was here 2014 and took them all the way to the ABL Finals. Cameron Forte missing on the turnaround.
Eversley pushing Forte a little bit outside of his comfort zone. We saw that the hook shot was very effective for Cameron Forte yesterday.
Second shot missed by Eversley. Here's Forte. He goes inside. Chen Yuhan underneath. Doesn't make the shot. Munson could not get it to Brian Davis.
Just a little too low of a pass there from Joshua Munson. But nice idea there.
This was the basket earlier. Great fast break play for the Formosa Dreamers. Forte to Chen Yuhan. Forte puts it on the floor, gets inside and gets the hoop.
Another basket inside the paint from Cameron Forte. Always very strong going to his left side. Johar Purdy and Yang Tian-Yo getting physical here early in the game. And we know Yang Tian-Yo will not back down from anybody.
Most physical guards we have here in the ABL. In that sense, Johar Purdy to the free throw line.
Woo Sung Wei making an early appearance here. Top local scorer for the Formosa Dreamers, averaging 10.9 points per game, shooting at close to 52% from downtown.
Wow, 52% from Rainbow Country. In the meantime, Johar Purdy at the free throw line, the Filipino-American, last played in the local leagues in Thailand, TBSL.
There's a stocky point guard who is hard-nosed defense, has a lot of quickness. It's going to be a good matchup here with Yang Tian-Yo.
Here's Yang, still with the ball, 15 seconds to work with. Forte against Eversley. Forte with that familiar spin, kicks it out. Woo Sung Wei open for three. Fouled away. Or foul away from the ball, yes.
Caught stepping on the sideline was Woo Sung Wei. Notice also how Chris Eversley loading up on that left side of Cameron Forte, forcing him to the right.
Joshua Munson now goes to Purdy against Yang Tian-Yo. Purdy again attacks Yang.
Two quick fouls on Yang Tian-Yo. Purdy initiating the contact.
That's been the issue all throughout the season for the guards of the Formosa Dreamers.
There's the bump there from Yang Tian-Gil. That's going to force Luo Jin-shin out of the bench early with still 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Luo Jin-shin yesterday played 11 minutes off the bench, scored 4 points, 2 assists.
Wouldn't also be surprised, Martin, if Coach Su Hao Chen inserts Kenny Chen early in the game, because we've seen that he can carry the point guard duties of this Formosa Dreamers squad. So you may have a lineup of Woo Sung Wei, Shen Yuhan, and Kenny Chen in the backcourt.
And Kenny Chen, you can also put him on Chris Eversley if you can. Eversley
or Joshua Munson. He has the athleticism, as we saw yesterday, him defending against Marcus Elliott and Tyler Lamb.
5 all. 3 minutes gone here in the first. Chen Yuhan on the step back Jay. Short, Munson with a rebound. Munson pushing for the Westports Malaysia Dragons all the way, nothing there. Luo Jin-shin quickly to the other side. Kicks it out. Woo Sung Wei open for 3.
That was a nice pass there from Luo, just not able to connect was Woo Sung Wei.
Here comes Eversley at the open floor.
And that's a strong finish. Very little Chen Yuhan can do against that.
7-5 lead now for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They go to Forte again. Dumps it inside. Aguilar. Quick bump and the hoop for Ronnie Aguilar.
Brian Davis looking for the charge there, but that was a nice play set up there with Luo Jin-shin setting the back pick for Aguilar to go to the post.
And a foul here against the Formosa Dreamers. But you gotta love Formosa Dreamers early on here, playing to their strengths. And often going inside either Ronnie Aguilar or Cameron Forte.
And it has only been Woo Sung Wei who has taken an outside shot for them.
So as you mentioned earlier, Marco, Kenny Chen on the floor now for Coach Su Hao Chen. Davis with the offensive rebound. Kwek, Munson, he attacks. Munson drops it inside, and Davis with a jam.
And that is what Joshua Munson loves to do. Attack the defense, penetrate, draw the big men towards him and drop it down to his teammate.
Hard screen set by Forte. Here's Cameron now. He attacks, the spin and the lay-in.
Cameron Forte showing us that the dribbling ability, loves that spin move, that time spinning to the middle.
And a foul called on the other end. Ronnie Aguilar contesting the shot of Brian Davis.
And Brian Davis also showing us the athleticism, ability, and the ability to put the ball on the floor and drawing the foul against Ronnie Aguilar. That's going to be his first personal.
Got his first, almost halfway done here in the opening period. Brian Davis to the line now. 6'9", very versatile center for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Replacing AJ West in the center spot. AJ West, before he parted ways with Westports, was actually the leading offensive rebounder in the league at 8.5 a game.
And he was actually one of the reasons why Westports is the #1 rebounding team in the league. So hopefully they do not lose that facet of their game, because that is what allowed them to get out in transition.
Luo Jin-shin sends himself to the line. First 2 free throws here for Luo. Only his 3rd game of the season. Again, played last year with the Kaohsiung Truth. One out of 2 for Luo Jin-shin. Dreamers back on top by 1. Joshua Munson, guarded by Woo Sung Wei. Munson.
Big test for Woo Sung Wei to play defense against Munson.
Woo, wide open for 3. Still no good. 0 out of 2 to start for Woo Sung-wei.
And a little flat on that jump shot is Woo Sung-wei. We talked about the challenges of playing back-to-back games.
Both wide open as well as Davis scores the 2 for Westports.
Kevin Forte telling Woo Sung-wei, just keep shooting your shot. Ronnie Aguilar also looking for his for the ball in his hands in the post.
Kenny sends it out. They go to Aguilar. Facing up on Brian Davis. Aguilar, short jumper, too strong. Here's Purdy now. Against the smaller Luo Jin-shen. Davis, the mid-range J. Nothing there. Luo with a rebound. Formosa pushing now. Chien gets bumped. And a foul called on the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
Up-tempo game we have right now as both teams looking to push the ball in transition. Every off every miss or off every turnover.
TV timeout here, 4:47 to go here in the first. The Westports Malaysia Dragons on top by 1, 11-10. Your ABL will be right back. .409 remaining here in the first. The Westports Malaysia Dragons with a 1-point lead over the Formosa Dreamers, 11-10. And both New World imports working early here for the Malaysian team. Brian Davis with 4 points and Chris Eversley contributing 5. 9 out of the 11 coming from those two guys.
For the Dreamers, all 8 of their 10 points have come from inside the paint. So it looks like they've found a formula that so far has worked for them, at least this weekend.
Oh, what a move by Kenny Chen. Strong drive straight to the hoop.
We talked about Kenny Chen's athleticism, ability to defend the athletic wings of opponents. Also heads-up play yesterday.
Breakout game for Kenny Chen yesterday with 9 points as Luo Jin-shen gives up another foul. Dreamers in the penalty, so free throws coming here for Jahar Purdy.
There's a hand check by Luo. Purdy has had the right idea to really challenge the defense of both Yang Ken-yo and Luo Jin-shen. Knows he has the quickness advantage, quickness and strength advantage. And he has been rewarded.
Purdy 0 out of 2 there. Eversley from the corner shoots the 3 short. Here's Kenny Chen. Challenging Purdy here. Kenny Chen could not make the shot. Purdy with a board. Davis escapes, drops it off. Wong Yi-hao with an initial fake there and gets the second foul of Ronnie Aguilar.
That's the second personal foul on Ronnie Aguilar. Good up fake there from Wong Yi-hao just to regain his balance. And the second fake is the one that catches Aguilar.
And very quickly, Lee Cha-ching inserted now on the floor for Ronnie Aguilar.
And now is the time for the Dragons to really try to take advantage of Brian Davis in the post. But as I say that, Brian Davis is subbed out by number 7, Yoka Kao.
Interesting move here.
So 2 point guard setup here for Coach Chris Thomas.
Both coaches deploying smaller lineups here. As Wong Yi-hao, one of the surprise guys for Coach Christopher Thomas in specific games this season. 1 out of 2 on that trip. So tied at 12, 3 and 13 to go here in the first.
Double high set for the Dreamers.
Forte, one-on-one against Eversley. Forte drops it off to Chen, and Kenny Chen. 4 points now here in the first.
That was a nice cut into the paint by Kenny Chen, allowing him to get the drop pass. But Joshua Munson with a quick answer.
Munson answering right back. Luo, nice fake, drops it off inside. Forte throws it down.
And a heads-up play there, and look-away pass from Luo Jinshin.
Purdy from straight away. No good. Eversley, offensive rebound and a putback.
Nice answer once again for the Dragons. So keeping in step here with the Dreamers. Although I've liked the shot selection of the Dreamers so far.
Kenny Chen again. Back to Luo. Forte, ball stolen here. Great effort from Chris Eversley.
Luo Jinshin forced to give up the foul. Here's that up fake, one dribble, and a drop pass to Cameron Forte.
Cameron Forte, 7 points to start this game. And again, perfect from the field so far. 3 out of 3 as Chris Eversley goes to the free throw line here.
Eversley, after that 3-point shot to start of the game, has so far struggled.
Yep. Chris Eversley averaged 19 points and 9 rebounds in his first stint with the Westports Malaysia Dragons. That was in 2014. Also his first taste of professional competition.
Kwek Chen Yuan makes his reappearance here, subbing out Wong Yi-hao, so a little more ceiling for the Dragons.
Approaching 2 minutes left here in the first. Munson could not save the ball, so ball or possession will stay with the Dreamers.
That was a nice double team there coming from the Dragons. Kenny Chen has to be careful that he does not put himself in that type of situation.
Here's Forte. Again, that strong, high looping shot is good.
That left-handed hook shot was unstoppable yesterday.
18-17 now. Munson could not answer Eversley with the offensive rebound. He will send it out. Kwek shoots the 3. Airballs that shot. Munson gets the offensive rebound and a foul on Cameron Forte. Munson down on the floor.
It looks like he got caught in the face, but yeah, we see the knack for shooting 3-pointers by the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They're actually number 2 in the league in terms of 3-point makes, with about 11 a game. Looks like he got caught in the face or on the forearm of Cho Tzu-Hwa, who did not play yesterday.
Yep. And who just entered the game. Cho Tzu-Hwa immediately gets a foul.
He has been one of the most colorful personalities we've had here in the league.
30-year-old Cho Tzu-Hwa will be replaced by Chen Yuhan after that quick foul. So Munson heads to the line now for 2 shots. As you saw on your screens earlier, Chen Chi Kwan in street clothes today.
Joshua Munson shoots at about 67% from the stripe. As you mentioned, he's been one of the most consistent performers for the Dragons, averaging about 3-point makes per game.
And he gives them the 1-point lead, 19-18 now. A minute and a half remaining here in the first.
Good matchup here between Kenny Chen and Munson, both athletic wings.
Forte. The isolation again against Chris Eversley. Forte backing down. Sends it out. Chen Yuhan takes it in. Forte is short. Offensive rebound goes to Lee Cha-ching. Chen Yuhan again surveying the floor. He goes to Chen. And just a little bit too aggressive there for Joshua Munson.
Well, we know Joshua Munson really loves to play the passing lanes. One of the leaders in terms of steals, averaging about close to 3 steals a game. So he will really take those types of risks.
He was the top steals guy last year. Lee Cha-ching, what a move! Gets the hoop plus the foul.
That was nice patience in traffic there by Lee Cha-ching. Up pick, one dribble, going to his left.
You rarely see this move from Lee Cha-ching. The initial fake.
Looks like he's learned a thing or two playing in the post against Ronnie Aguilar in practice.
He could not complete the three-point play, but he gets the ball back for the Dreamers. 20-19, under a minute remaining. Chen Yuhan against Cho Kakao. Lee Cha-ching, the mid-range J. Off the glass, nothing there. Forte, offensive rebound, the turnaround. Could not get it through against 2 defenders.
But second chance opportunities have been there for the Dreamers. And you wonder how long Coach Chris Thomas will leave Brian Davis on the bench.
They swing it to Purdy. Back to Eversley, the corner 3. Too strong, Woo Sung Wei gets the rebound. Here's Wu pushing now. Forte, strong move. Nothing you can do about that if you're Kwek Tian Nguyen.
Westport still with a chance to take the last shot of the first quarter.
4 seconds. Munson on the step back. Munson knocks it down.
Has that shot in his bag of tricks. Joshua Munson.
And that three-pointer ties the game up at 22 after the first quarter. Fast-paced action between both of these teams for most Dreamers and the Westports Malaysia Dragons. When we return, we'll give you second quarter action of these games. You guys are watching season number 8 of your Asean Basketball League. Westports Malaysia Dragons. Again, the Formosa Dreamers, Marco, shooting very well from the field. 50%, 10 out of 20, while limiting Westports to 17 or 7 out of 19 shooting, good for 36%. But the same problem for them yesterday, getting more fouls against them and allowing Westports to shoot more free throws as well, 14 in total in the first.
Well, the reason for the high percentage of the Formosa Dreamers is they've been getting a lot of their points, or 20 of their 22 points from inside the paint. Those other 2 points have been coming from free throws. So they've really taken high percentage shots, but as you mentioned, they have to be careful committing unnecessary fouls to send the Westports Malaysia Dragons to the free throw line. As they get a turnover here, that 2-3 zone has proven effective past couple of possessions, except of course for that amazing step back 3 by Joshua Munson to end the first.
Dreamers shot 55% yesterday against one of the top defenses in the league and limited Hong Kong 42% as Forte scores another hoop here. 13 points now for Cameron Forte.
And he has always gone to that left side of the floor. Westports changing the matchup a bit, putting Kwek Tien Nguyen as his primary defender. Brian Davis there for the help. Still the same result from Cameron Forte.
Amazing basketball here in back-to-back games as well for Cameron Forte. Yesterday he had 31 points.
Not really a flashy type of player. Actually it's a simple move that he makes inside the post, but very effective, very high percentage. Dragons have to find a way to defend it as Lee Cha-ching again wins another opportunity for them.
That's his second offensive rebound here as Forte slithers his way to the hoop.
And Kwek does not have the foot speed to keep up with Cameron Forte.
15 markers now for Forte. Eversley, Munson, the long three-pointer, knocks it down. Nothing but net for Joshua Munson.
Oh, what a fire extinguisher of a shot there by Joshua Munson. Just quiets the crowd.
That ends the 4-0 run to begin the second quarter for the Dreamers. So this is Davis now on Forte. And he gets the steal. Woo Sung-wei though, great job in getting into the passing lanes and getting the steal as well. Kenny Chen with a save. Chen Yuhan now attacks. Chen Yuhan to the cup.
Now what you like about the Dreamers so far in this game, they've been trying to get everything as close to the basket as possible. They've not settled for outside shots, as we saw there from Chen Yuhan.
4 points for Chen Yuhan. 2 out of 5 from the field. Eversley, the lefty lay-in, rims out. Forte, 3-on-1. Blocked by Kwek. They swing it around. Forte again at the post. Forte, short hook, off to the side.
Munson looking for that screen.
A long three-pointer again. This time too strong for Joshua Munson. 3-on-1 break. Woo gets it to Chen Yuhan for the easy basket.
Very unselfish basketball from the Dreamers. Nice pass there coming from Woo Sung-wei, who drew the defense and dropped it down at the last second.
And a 6-3 start for the Formosa Dreamers here in the second period. As Westports to take a timeout here in the second quarter. 8:36 remaining. Your ABL will be right back. Formosa Dreamers getting off to an 8-3 run to lead it by 5, 30-25.
That's also what happens when you have a new set of players for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. It will take time for them to get their chemistry going. It's different when you play with each other in practice as compared to playing with each other in game situations.
Again, 2 new world imports, 1 new heritage import for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. The lob, and Davis could not complete the jam.
They just love Joshua Munzon's knack for the ball. Almost getting another steal there.
19 seconds to work with for the Formosa Dreamers.
Kevin Forte and Brian Davis with sweet nothings for each other. Color developing here between these 2 world imports.
Changhua still with the ball. Double team now. He goes inside. Chen comes up with it. Mid-range jumper, knocks it down. Kenny Chen, 6 points.
He has been heads-up basketball. He has played heads-up basketball since the start of this game, or actually since yesterday.
But Davis with a quick answer for the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
And because of the way this 5 has been playing on the floor, Ronnie Aguilar has not seen action yet in the second quarter with about 4 minutes gone already.
Remember, Ronnie Aguilar got 2 personal fouls in the first. And Davis with a steal. On Cameron Forte, Purdy now. 2-on-2, 3-on-2. Munzon, 5-3, too strong. Eversley with the rebound, could not get the putback to go. Purdy gets the ball back, flips it up. That rolls out, but he got the foul on Lee Cha-Ching. And 2 free throws coming now for the newest heritage import of the Westports Malaysia Dragons, Jahar Purdy.
Well, Jahar Purdy really playing hard here, winning that 50-50 ball.
But he has been struggling from the line. 2 out of 7.
Only scored 2 points so far.
6.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. 2 out of 8 now for Purdy. Changhua flips it to Cameron Forte, short on the lay-in.
Well, he knew it just as he released it.
Obviously with a left hand.
Quick answer here from the Westports Malaysia Dragons. 4-2 run.
Timeout for the home team. Lead is down to 3. 6:19 remaining here in the first half. Your ABL will be back after this.
I thought he was cutting. My bad. Let's go. Oh, my bad, fellas.
We resume our coverage here in Taiwan with the Formosa Dreamers up by 3, 32-29 over the visiting Westports Malaysia Dragons. And that guy, Cameron Forte, has been leading the way with 15 points, 7 out of 11 from the field. Also nearing a double-double with 7 rebounds here in the first half.
Goes to Hao Cheng, immediately sensing a mini run here, immediately calls a timeout to settle his troops.
Dreamers will set up. Forte backing down on Eversley. Off the glass. Could not find the mark. One-on-one now. Munzon against Kenny Chen, but a quick hands for Kenny Chen to strip the ball away. Woo Sung-wei fires the 3. It's too strong.
And so far it's been blanks for Woo Sung-wei, but again you see Kenny Chan's quick hands in the full display right there. Remember, yesterday he had a crucial block against Marcus Elliott in the end game, showing us his ability to defend much quicker, or quicker defenders, or quicker offensive players rather.
Also both done in a fast break place. Woo Sung-wei now. Davis scored. The tip on the other side. Ball will remain with the Formosa Dreamers. Their lead is down to 1 point as Ronnie Aguilar checks back in for Lee Cha-ching. Charles Barrett also back on the floor for Woo Sung-wei. Quality minutes there for Lee Cha-ching. Came up with a couple of offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities. Chen Yuhan gets it in. Ball stolen by Westports. Careless pass there from Cameron Forte. Only the third turnover though for the Dreamers. Forte could not get a hold of the ball, but the rejection for Ronnie Aguilar is there. Aguilar also gets the rebound. Pushing for Formosa now. Kenny Chen goes baseline. Kenny Chen may have overlooked that entry pass to Ronnie Aguilar, who was being defended by the smaller Jahar Purdy. Joshua Munza now sends it to Purdy, fires the three. Still no good for Purdy. Yeah, that's the shot they've been giving Jahar Purdy. Purdy is 0 out of 3 now from the field. Chen, back to Aguilar. Puts the ball on the floor, gets the foul on Chris Eversley. Obvious foul there on the part of Eversley. Had to stop that penetration. First foul from the world import. Ronnie Aguilar looking to get into the scoring picture. Only 2 points so far. Aguilar shot it very well from the free throw line yesterday. 4 out of 5 against Hong Kong, missing on the first. He did have 20 points and 13 rebounds in 33 minutes of play yesterday. And what has been different as compared to their previous games is that they were conscientiously trying to look for Ronnie Aguilar and Cameron Forte. Majority of their plays were really to set up these two big men. Munza attacks the paint. Doesn't make the layup. Purdy with the offensive rebound. Munza again fires and hits the three. Another big shot there from Joshua Munza. And that allows Westports to take the 1 point lead, 34-33. Munza goes up to 13 points in the game. So sometimes he will take ill-advised shots, but he will recover those or make up for those with those big three-pointers. Barrett off the fake. Aguilar does not get the tip. Barrett gets the offensive rebound. Kenny Chen now looking for Forte. He gets it to him. Well, tapped from behind by Davis. Aguilar with a free throw line jumper. Always a luxury when your center has that jump shot, that 17-footer in his back pocket. So Ronnie Aguilar now with 5 points as Forte gives up a foul on Joshua Munza. I believe that's going to be Cameron Forte's second personal foul. So Wong Yi-hao enters the game now for Kwek Tian Nguyen. Chai Wei also makes his appearance for Kenny Chen. Did not play yesterday. Usually a staple of the starting lineup for the Formosa Dreamers. Chai Wei, wearing jersey number 10, enters the game for the first time. That one-legged jumper from Chris Eversley goes. That's a smooth fadeaway there from Chris Eversley, just initiating the contact, creating space. 36-35. Barrett. Chen Yuhan, 7 seconds to shoot. They go inside. Aguilar off the glass, does not connect. Munza down the middle, all the way to the hoop. Almost unstoppable going downhill is Joshua Munza. Another turnover for the Formosa Dreamers. And Westports with their biggest lead of the first half, 3 points. And they've turned the complexion of this game around somewhat. Negating the strong start, yes, Marco, of the Formosa Dreamers. Wong Yi-hao tried to drop it in, but he gets the ball back. 7 seconds to shoot. Munzen fires a long three-pointer off the mark. It was partially deflected as well as Purdy gets the steal on Forte.
Cameron Forte is tired. Back-to-back turnovers.
They go to the corner. Purdy. And Barrett breaks up the play.
Nowhere to go with that pass was Jahar Purdy.
Timeout on the floor here. The Westports Malaysia Dragons with a 3-point lead. 2:21 remaining here in the first half.
Here's what I want. 我们要平行，要中场核心的球员，现在麻烦你们下到7个人后方，来，一样送出小球，来这边上面的球员，上面的人。
This was the steal earlier by Purdy. As fatigue slowly kicking in for Cameron Forte.
Already has 4 turnovers here in the first half of the game. Has played pretty much the entire first half so far.
17.5 minutes for Cameron Forte.
Well, he told us he was still young, 24 years of age. So the back-to-back games were no issue for him.
Eversley drives. Forte with the rebound.
Another shot changed there by Ronnie Aguilar.
Yang Tianyo goes inside. Great bounce pass to Aguilar. Forte with a putback.
Another basket or another pair of inside points. As that was a nice bounce pass coming from Yang Tianyo.
17 points now for Cameron Forte. Munzen could not answer. Almost a steal for Wong Yihao, but that sends the ball out of bounds.
Joshua Munzen now shooting 5 out of 11 from the field. Leading scorer though for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. But they've not gotten enough touches, I believe, for Brian Davis.
Yes. Munzen gets the steal. Munzen one-on-one. Oh, the chase down by Chai Wei.
Showing us the athleticism.
What a block. Eversley now attacking Barrett. Eversley gets the lay-in.
With the answer there. This is where Westports has also made their living. Second chance points. They have 13 second chance points.
And they're back on top by 3. Forte. Aguilar. That was a risky pass.
You like how Brian Davis has also been challenging those entry passes, but here's that chase down block by Chai Wei.
Chai Wei, one of the bigger guards in this lineup of the Formosa Dreamers. Aguilar could not slam it home. Forte gets it back off the glass. Still nothing for Formosa.
Oh, and that's a wayward forearm there by Ronnie Aguilar.
Brian Davis.
Got Brian Davis right smack in the face. That's going to be unsportsmanlike for sure.
Brian Davis livid after that play. Let's see that again. Ooh, that was a solid forearm, yes.
That might even be a disqualifying foul. Really took a swing backhanded swing there by Ronnie Aguilar.
Straight to the face.
Did not appreciate that initial contact on the rebounding sequence.
So that's an unsportsmanlike foul on Ronnie Aguilar. So 2 free throws and the possession for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, as our referees are convening here, discussing the right calls.
So it's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. 2 shots plus ball possession. But not a disqualify. It looks like they're not going to disqualify him. Coach Su-Hao Cheng with the right move to
sub
him out.
Yes.
And avoid the situation from escalating.
That's also the 3rd personal foul of Ronnie Aguilar.
That was a clear swing there by Ronnie Aguilar.
40-37. Westports with the lead. 2 free throws coming here for Brian Davis. And they will have possession right after, with under a minute remaining here in the first half.
We talked about how crucial this game was for the Westports Malaysia Dragons, who are still trying to chase after that final playoff spot. They're now at 3-10. A win here would bring them up to 4-10, and we expect either the Singapore Slingers or the Saigon Heat to pick up their 8th loss. So that would put them just a couple of losses behind a 6th spot.
Singapore Slingers at 8-7 right now, and Saigon Heat at 7-7. They will face off later in our second game. Purdy, Eversley, step back jumper, knocks it down.
That's a smooth crossover there from Chris Eversley.
So Eversley now up to 16 points. Yang Jianyou navigating his way through the hoop, could not get the basket though. Eversley in transition, denied by Forte. Munson almost gets the steal. Kenny Chen gets it back. Chen. Oh, the dipsy-do works for Kenny Chen.
And again, heads-up play once again from Kenny Chen to take it strong to the basket.
Make that 8 points now for Kenny Chen. Munson over 2 defenders. Could not get it through. And that's the end of the first half here in Changhua County Stadium. It is a 5-point lead for the visiting squad, the Westports Malaysia Dragons, 44-39.
Still a big second quarter for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They outscored the Dreamers 22-15 in that second quarter to grab the 7-point lead.
So when we return, we're going to give you halftime stats, highlights, and analysis of the first half here in Changhua County Stadium. This is the game between the Formosa Dreamers and the Westports Malaysia Dragons.
比赛之后啊，那我想今天的比赛其实对宝岛梦想家是非常重要的。那经过。
最喜欢梦想家哪一位球员？小罗是，因为你是中部人嘛。好，非常好，来给这位中部的球员朋友掌声鼓励一下。看起来平常有在健身，跟我以前一样。来，准备好了，音乐请准备。好，我来帮你转圈。好，你也可以自己转，没关系。我们现在时间还有11分钟。 好，停，好，停，来，我帮你辅助了，计时来，安全往前走。 7秒，8秒钟而已，8秒钟，掌声鼓励。这好像是目前我们玩这个游戏目前最快的。你是不是跟麦有看到？麦可以来，女生朋友，我们让你在这边近一点，近一点。OK， 弟弟非常关心你，弟弟。 要不要说一下姐姐加油？可以啊，你跟他不熟，好吧？弟弟以后多说跟你不熟。好，没事。OK， 准备好了，音乐请准备。好，那这圈。女生嘛，我们会优待多赚。
Backdoor coverage here in your ASEAN Basketball League season number 8. At the half, here inside Changhua County Stadium in Taiwan, the Westports Malaysia Dragons ending the second quarter strong to get the 5-point lead at halftime. It's a good Sunday crowd in Changhua County as we take a look at the halftime stats here.
We take a look at the number of rebounds, all pretty much the same, assists as well, but turnovers. 10 turnovers for the Formosa Dreamers. Actually, check that. That's 6 turnovers for them, based on our stats. Free throws, they're 3 out of 8, as compared to the Westports Malaysia Dragons, who are 8 out of 18, but 18 free throw attempts already for the Dragons. You see how aggressive they have been going to the basket. Also, 3-point field goals. Dreamers have only taken 3 3-point attempts, while the Dragons have taken and made 4 out of 10. That's actually 10 3-point attempts. What the Dreamers have been doing, which they also did yesterday, was to really pound the ball inside the paint. They've outscored the Dragons 32-22, so that's plus 10 in terms of points in the paint, and bench points 11-1. 8 of those 11 bench points coming, of course, from Kenny Chen, who has played heads-up basketball this entire weekend.
So same story here for the Formosa Dreamers, controlling the paint, shooting a bit better than the Westports Malaysia Dragons, but just giving up more fouls and more free throws to Westports. They're shooting 50%, talking about the Formosa Dreamers, as compared to 38.1% by the visiting squad. And leading the way for the Dreamers is Cameron Forte, as usual, very efficient from the field with 17 points, 8 out of 13. On the other side, we have 3 players in double figures for the Malaysian team, led by Chris Eversley, the returning world import for Westports, with 16 points and 5 rebounds in the first half. Coming next to him is Joshua Munson with 15 points, and Brian Davis with a double-double in the first half, 10 points and 10 rebounds. That is the story so far in this contest. Second game of a back-to-back here in Changhua County Stadium, and the home team down by 5 points, 44-39. When we return, we are going to give you second half action of this game, as well as the first half highlights of this game between the Formosa Dreamers and the Westports Malaysia Dragons. You guys are watching season number 8 of the ASEAN Basketball League. We go back inside Changhua County Stadium. And just minutes away from the start of the second half, Coach Christopher Thomas. And with the new world imports of Westports, Brian Davis getting a quick chat there. Joshua Munson did very well in the first half, 15 points for this squad. And returning Changhua on the bench right now as we take a look at the first half highlights of this game. Formosa getting points early here. That quick fast break play, Cameron Forte to Chen Yuhan, quickly countered by Chris Eversley's three-pointer, but Cameron Forte had his way again in the first half here. 17 points, 8 out of 13 from the field with 10 rebounds. So a double-double for Cameron Forte, and we're only in the first half to go along with 3 dimes for him. And the next leading scorer for the Formosa Dreamers would be Henny Chien, who came off the bench, was stellar off the bench for Coach Suao Cheng, scoring 8 points, shooting 4 out of 5 from the field. So we need more production from Ronnie Aguilar, who has been silent in this particular game. Marco only scored 5 in the first half, and he ended his first half with that unsportsmanlike foul that ultimately killed his momentum in this game.
He was in early foul trouble with 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Really frustrated him, and only finishing with 5 points in that first half, and really taking out his frustration on Brian Davis with that back fist that meted him that unsportsmanlike foul. So let's see if Ronnie Aguilar can cool himself down and get into the groove of things and really get into the system. And it's to play within the system of Coach Suao Cheng and get points inside the paint. And it's a shame if he does not get his groove going, because he was playing really well yesterday against the #1 team in the league.
And he was also very lucky he did not get a disqualifying foul, because that was a very strong forearm to the face of Brian Davis.
And it was clear that he really made a swing with that backhanded
that was
back
intentional.
fist. Yeah.
Yes, intentional. In the meantime, Jahar Purdy, the newest Heritage import, struggling for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. 0 out of 4 and only 2 out of 8 from the free throw line for 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. So again, at the half-hour score, 44-39 here inside Changhua County Stadium. When we return, second half action of this game. You guys are watching the Asean Basketball League, season number 8. We are a few moments away from the start of the second half back in Taiwan. And a great Sunday crowd again here inside Changhua County Stadium. Fans of the Formosa Dreamers trying to cheer this team on. They played a close game yesterday. Has been very impressive so far. But they're down by 5 right now against the visiting Westports Malaysia Dragons. Marco, they're shooting very well, 50% from the field. But still, they're down. They're controlling the paint. That's usually has been their strength since at least yesterday. They're up in the painted area 32-22. But it seems like they could not get over the hump. You know, just could not get the lead over this Westports Malaysian Dragons team. And also could not close out strong in the first half, allowing Westports to take that second quarter 22-17.
Well, first of all,
Shippy. We welcome you back to our coverage here in your ABL season number 8. And after 3 quarters of play, the Westports Malaysia Dragons up by 3 points, 65-62. Second game of a back-to-back for the Formosa Dreamers, and again they find themselves in a close contest here, able to trip the lead down to 3 points again after the third. Wong Yi-hao starts with a miss here in the fourth and deciding period.
And since the close of the third quarter, they've not been able to get the ball into Brian Davis. That 2-3 zone has really caused problems for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. But for the Dreamers, they have to avoid committing turnovers here in the fourth quarter. That is what did them in, as Chen Yuhan with a nice spin move against Jahar Purdy.
13 points now for Chen Yuhan, the second leading scorer today for the Formosa Dreamers. Lead is down to 1 point. Wong Yi-hao, guarded by Forte. Take out of 18 from the field and 16 rebounds.
Doing is it's Dragons that have to take advantage of Davis in the paint with Ronnie Aguilar saddled with foul trouble. Cannot settle for outside shots.
And off the inbound, Forte with a
another nice inbounds play there for the Dreamers, catching the Dragons off guard.
And poor recovery as well for Brian Davis. Munson. A wild shot for Joshua Munson. Wong Yi-hao gets it back. A foul on Lee Cha-cheng. Second team foul on the Dreamers.
And the strategy that made the Dreamers effective early on and since yesterday, which was to go to the paint, might well be said for the Dragons if they can take advantage of their world imports.
Yep, they force another turnover there, and an unsportsmanlike foul called on Jahar Purdy as he tried to stop Chen Yuhan.
That's going to be 2 free throws plus ball possession. Excessive contact on that foul.
I'll see that again. And again, that's straight to the arm of Chen Yuhan.
And Purdy cannot believe it, but that's the ruling.
So 2 free throws and the possession for the Dreamers. Chance to extend this lead further. Chen 2 out of 2. 3-point lead for the home squad.
They can make it a 2-possession game here. Let's see if hopefully they try to go high percentage. Try to pound the ball inside once again to Cameron Forte. They get Kenny Chen on the penetration.
Changhua continues to score for the Dreamers.
And he knows he has the advantage against a smaller Jahar Purdy.
17 points now for Changhua, but they leave Eversley wide open. Could not get the 3 though.
Another rebound for Cameron Forte, who has 19 already in this game.
Great effort here for Forte. Chen in and out on the 3. Lee Cha-ching with the offensive rebound and a putback.
Lee Cha-ching, quality minutes in the place of Ronnie Aguilar, gets the offensive rebound and the putback.
4 points, 4 rebounds off the bench for Lee Cha-ching.
Dreamers looking to spoil the party of the Dragons.
Tying their biggest lead off the game at 7. And that's a poor shot from Wong Yi-hao. Kenny Chen one-on-one against Munson. Kenny Chen gets the contact. And a foul whistled on Joshua Munson. Kenny Chen will take 2 shots.
Shot selection playing a key role here. That missed opportunity by Wong Yi-hao resulting in a fast break attempt as Kenny Chen draws the foul on Joshua Munson.
The crowd feeling it here. Again, the Dreamers with a 7-point lead.
So far, this has been the biggest lead of the game for the Dreamers. Kenny Chen with the chance to make it 8.
0 out of 2 for Kenny Chen, though. That is his first trip to the line today. Woo Sung Wei guarding Munson. Purdy. Eversley on the turnaround. Well contested by Lee Cha-ching.
That's going to be a foul on Chris Eversley. Just frustrated by the defense, a 2-3 zone defense of the Dreamers, and that was a nice challenge by Lee Cha-ching.
Also not a good day from the field for Chris Eversley, 8 out of 23. As he gives up the foul there. 13th foul on the Westports Malaysia Dragons. Changhua all the way to the cup, blows the layup. Eversley now gets the foul on Lee Cha-ching.
That's a good strong drive there by Eversley just to make sure that he either gets the basket or draws the foul.
So Eversley heads to the line where he is 4 out of 6.
Look at the points in the paint numbers. 56 points in the paint for the Dreamers compared to 32 for the Dragons. There's a clear foul on Lee Cha-ching.
Remember, before this weekend, Marco, the Formosa Dreamers were averaging about 76 points per game. Last night, or yesterday, they put up 91 points against Hong Kong. Right now, they're at 74 against Westports.
I think it's a function of better shot selection. They're no longer throwing those or jacking up those ill-advised 3-point shots. Rather, they're really playing high percentage. That play, Cameron Forte take it strong to the basket. Drawing the foul, getting continuation.
Yep. Great move. Using the quickness advantage over Brian Davis to get to the cup. Cameron Forte with 29.
This is on the free throw once again.
Munson putting speed or putting way to the
It is that sequence once again. They've been at it pretty much the entire ball game. There's that forearm by Aguilar.
elbow to the face, yes.
And I think Brian Davis said something to the referees, which merited the technical foul. So Lee Cha-ching will head back into the game. But it's going to be a test of which team has the most composure here in the last 3 and 23. Dragons still up by a point.
A 1-point game. 77-76. Ronnie Aguilar will finish the game with 7 points and 8 rebounds. Only 16 minutes this afternoon because of foul trouble.
And Coach Chris Thomas has to be careful. Does not want to get another technical for his team.
And he continues to talk with our Singaporean referee as Woo Sung Wei.
I think they actually got the upper hand in that sequence as Ronnie Aguilar no longer in the game.
And Woo Sung Wei ties the game up. 77 all. Luo Jin Shen will do point guard duties here. Forte escapes and gets the basket.
And how about just dumping the ball into Cameron Forte every time and watch him go to work. 31 points right now for the World Import.
31 points, 21 rebounds for Cameron. Davis, oh, Woo Sung Wei with a steal.
Well read there by Woo Sung Wei.
Under 3 remaining here.
And they're going to isolate Forte once again.
Luo Jin Shen to Forte. Backing down. The lefty going to work. Gets the foul on Eversley.
And there's a saying that if it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
This was the play earlier. I think they called the foul on Kwek Tien Nguyen on the reach-in.
Well, that's going to be it for Kwek Tien Nguyen, who was scoreless in the game.
Coach Christopher Thomas here, animated on our sidelines. So 2 free throws coming here for Cameron Forte. Chance to extend this lead further. 2:40 remaining here in the game. The Dreamers are in the driver's seat.
Despite having 18 turnovers, Dreamers average about 15.9 turnovers per game. Yesterday against Hong Kong, they had just 12. Westports Malaysia Dragons with 13. And they average about 14.9 a game. We talked about minimizing turnovers as one of the keys here to victory for either team.
Check out the first 4 games of Cameron Forte here in the Asean Basketball League. First game had 26 and 16. Second game against San Miguel Ala Pilipinas had 29 and 21. Yesterday against Hong Kong, 31 and 12. And today against Westports, he has 31 points and 21 rebounds.
Can you just imagine if they had gotten Cameron Forte early on in the tournament? Story might have been different here for the Formosa Dreamers.
All right, so we're just clarifying the calls here. So that's definitely the 5th personal foul on Kwek Tien Nguyen. 5 fouls on him.
And Cameron Forte should be on the line because he was fouled in the act of shooting.
Aside from that, Westports also in penalty situation.
Coach Chris Thomas continuing to talk to the referee.
79-77 here. And Westports in danger of losing their 11th game of the season.
And it's a contrast between these two teams. So Formosa Dreamers huddled up with their coach Su Hao Cheng, while the Westports Malaysia Dragons all scattered to the players, talking to the referees. Let's see which team is able to take advantage of the confusion.
Yesterday we also had an extended break like this.
Because of technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties, yes. This time, more on the clarification of the calls. All right, a forced timeout here. 2:40 remaining. 79-77 in favor of the Formosa Dreamers. Your ABL. We'll be back after this. Back to our coverage here, and Marco, we keep mentioning how crucial this game is for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. They are at 7th place right now, 3-10 in the standings. They want to catch up on either the Singapore Slingers or the Saigon Heat, but they have a tough schedule ahead of them.
That's correct. After this game, the Dragons face the San Miguel Ala Pilipinas, followed up by the Saigon Heat on March 10. March 14, they're going to be playing the CLS Knights, who are also trying to get that number 6 spot. And then another match against the Saigon Heat. And then follow that up against the number 4 squad, the Mono Vampire. And then finally closing out the regular season against the number 1 team, the Hong Kong Eastern Basketball Squad. So a tough road ahead here for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. So any chance you get to come away with a win against a lower seeded team is a big opportunity for you, which you cannot waste. For the Formosa Dreamers, after this game, they're going to be playing the Chongson Kung Fu Basketball Squad and then the Singapore Slingers. And they're going to be closing out their season against the Hong Kong Eastern Basketball Squad, whom they played yesterday to a 93-91 nail-biter.
So 5 out of the 6 games left for the Westports Malaysia Dragons against teams in the upper half of our team standings.
And that's why it's so important that they are able to develop their chemistry right away if they even hope to make that run for that number 6 spot.
And like you mentioned, Marco, it's also not going to be easy and not a walk in the park against the CLS Knights, because that is a revamped team
as well. Shane Edwards has been playing well for them. Mario Wuisang has also turned back the clock.
And Keith Jensen has been a great addition as well for the CLS Knights. Great two-way player for that system. All right, so I think we are ready to resume play.
So they're going to get free throws to Brian Davis. Now we will clarify what that free throws are for.
1 out of 2 for Brian Davis.
And now for the 2 free throws for Cameron Forte because of the foul in the act of shooting.
Interesting turn of events here. Forte to the line, knocks down the first. Now 1 or 2 out of 5 from the charity stripe. Oh, but they get the ball back. Forte sends it to no one. Woo Sung Wei with a great save. Wo Jin Shen now.
Nice deflection there coming from Brian Davis. Possibly saved 2 points for the Dragons. So
Din Shen gets it to Kenny Chen. Fires the three. Nothing there. Forte with the rebound. Rejected by Davis. Munson on the move. Munson goes to the free throw line. Foul on Luo Jin Shen.
One thing about Joshua Munson, once he gets a full head of steam, he is going straight to the basket. Either going to get the layup or draw the foul. Chance for him to tie with 2 free throws. 2:16 remaining.
Joshua Munson is perfect so far from the line. Now 5 out of 5 to the tune of 29 points.
Leading scorer so far for the Dragons. Misses on the second though, but Eversley with a putback.
Big play there for Chris Eversley as he gives the lead back to Westports.
Nobody helping out Cameron Forte on that rebounding sequence.
Last 2 minutes off the game. Lee goes to Forte. The spin and the foul on Davis.
And Davis quick to admit that foul.
Pressure-filled free throws for Cameron Forte, who has been struggling from the free throw line. Only 2 out of 6.
And if you're the Formosa Dreamers, you only want 3 players taking shots in the end game.
Tied. .5 seconds remaining in the game. Westports Malaysia Dragons up by 2 points, courtesy of that basket, that clutch basket by Wong Yi Hao.
All-important inbounds play here for the Dreamers. Have a new player on the floor, Tsai, number 32. Crucial inbounds here. Cannot afford a turnover.
They get it to Chen. Forte puts it on the floor against Eversley now. Gets the spin, up and under, move is good.
And that was the high percentage play there for the Dreamers. Nice play call to clear the side for Cameron Forte on his strong side.
Cameron Forte now with 35 points. Let's see that move again. He likes that spin, used that against Eversley to get to the hoop. Tied at 85, 18.9 seconds remaining here.
Man or zone? Let's go, one stop. Remember to see the time, all right? See the time. No timeout. You have no timeout. Look at the clock. Play together. You gotta get a shot up. Don't foul.
Both teams trading clutch baskets here in the last minute of the game. First, it was Wong Yi-hao. Then, Cameron Forte countered with a basket for the Formosa Dreamers. And we are tied again at 85 with 18.9 seconds remaining in the game. And Westports
Or not the ending you would have wanted. It's the better three-point shot to take off the penetration on the kick out, wide open. Chris Eversley in rhythm.
make that 32 points now for Chris Eversley. Second three-pointer of the afternoon. Luo Jinshin.
It's been a great duel between the two world imports.
And another turnover here for the Formosa Dreamers. So back-to-back empty trips for the home team.
Let's see which team is able to execute down the stretch.
Woo Sung-wei gets to the passing lane, breaks up the play. 16 seconds to shoot. Jahar Purdy. Chow Kakao gets to the paint, throws the ball away. Kenny Chen on the move. Kenny Chen with a finish.
What an athletic finish there by Kenny Chen. Finishing with the left hand.
And give Kenny Chen 14 points now for the white shirts.
Extended 2-3 zone here.
Munzen gets it in. Eversley with a miss. Ball back to Munzen.
Fresh 14.
Munzen one-on-one against Woo Sung-wei. Eversley from straight away. Short on the three. And they get another chance here. Ball tied up.
That's going to be a jump ball. Called by our baseline referee, but
they change it.
Other referee signaled for a foul.
So 2 shots coming here for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. That's a very crucial call. And it looked like Kenny Chen got all ball there.
So there's going to be 2 free throws here for Chris Eversley. Eversley has been 6 out of 8 reliable from the stripe.
So they called the foul on Luo Jinshin instead. So that is his 5th personal. He'll be replaced by Charles Barrett.
The other heritage import here for the Dreamers.
Eversley knocks down the first. 35 points now.
Continues to be solid here.
8 out of 10 from the line. Back to a 3-point lead. A minute and a half remaining here in overtime.
And it's back to the post to Cameron Forte.
Forte, the spin, the shot, and the hoop.
And another 2 points for Cameron Forte. Forte now up to 41.
Oh, but a crucial turnover from the Westports Malaysia Dragons. A miscommunication on the play.
Chance for the Dreamers to regain the lead. And for both coaches, it's been excruciating.
Whew.
Gonna boil down. Who has the mental toughness?
Barrett to Forte at isolation, and a foul called on Chris Eversley.
That's gonna be his 4th personal foul. And with both teams in the penalty, that's going to send Cameron Forte to the free throw line, where he has been 5 out of 10.
Chris Eversley gambled and went for the steal. 41 points from Cameron Forte, and he knocks down the first. Forte 1 out of 2, tied up 92 here.
Another crucial possession here, 1:09 remaining.
They go to Eversley. Chris looking for a teammate, gets it to Munzen. Munzen
Pulls it back out.
10 seconds to work with. Munzen against Chen Yuhan. Wong Yihao fires the three and a foul called on Charles Barrett.
That's a big, big call there. And Wong Yihao with the presence of mind to take the shot and draw the foul.
3 free throws coming here for Wong Yihao. It's just too much on that play by Charles Barrett, but Wong Yihao missing on the first try.
And remember, still 46 seconds remaining, so it's still about 2 more possessions remaining.
Wong Yihao knocks down the second.
Makes the adjustment.
92-93.
If you're the Dragons, you cannot commit a foul, a useless foul especially, and bail out the Dreamers to send them to the free throw line.
Wong Yihao goes 1 out of 3. A chance to take the lead for Formosa. Forte goes to Chen Yuhan, deflected. 29 seconds remaining.
And they will hold on to this. But the Dreamers still have 10 seconds, even if the Dragons use up their entire shot clock.
Munzen kicks it out. Purdy with a fake. Still contested. Oh, Eversley tried to put it back. Oh, and does. Back to a 3-point lead.
And there's going to be a timeout on the floor for the Dreamers. What a putback there from Chris Eversley.
3-point lead for the Westports Malaysia Dragons. This was the play on the other side.
There's the block by Joshua Munzen.
Timeout with 8.2 seconds remaining here in the game. All right, we resume our coverage here in your ASEAN Basketball League. Potentially the final possession of the game. 8.2 seconds remaining. Formosa will have the ball. And they need, obviously, a 3-pointer to tie the game. And it's been Woo Sung Wei who's made more than 1 3-pointer today. 2 out of 7. The other guy who made a shot from 3-point area is actually Chen Yuhan.
I wouldn't be surprised if they called the same play they did yesterday for Woo Sung Wei. Remember, 8 seconds is a lot of time.
I was off the curl.
Watch for another screen.
Chen forces one up. Short on the 3. Cho Kakao gets the rebound.
And that is going to be it. Westports comes away or escapes with a win here, 95-92. And another heartbreak for the Formosa Dreamers.
Back-to-back heartbreakers this weekend for the Formosa Dreamers. 95-92. They wanted the ball to the hands of Woo Sung Wei, but that was well guarded by Cho Kakao.
Well covered, well scouted by the Dragons. Really did not allow them to get the ball to Woo Sung Wei. Chen Yuhan forced to take that hurried three-point shot.
95-92 here. So Westports, they go up to 4-10 in the season. Their playoff hopes are still alive.
Still with a chance to grab that or to make a race for that number 6 spot.